You ready to organize in your community, but you don't know those people.
This is a world
premiere.
This is a world.
Hey, Reg here, and I'm here to bring you the first installment in Organizing for Beginners. And we're gonna start by talking about community and what is it that we're talking about when we talk about community, and getting clear about who you're talking about when you talk about community. A community is generally defined as people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. But regardless of how you define your community, here are some things that you can do to get to know them better. Who are the people in your community? Finding out this basic demographic information is pretty simple. You can check the census tract information for your area. You can look at any type of research that has been done for people in your area. You want to find out things like how many men and how many women. What is the median income level in your area? How does your community break down in terms of race? Are there any other groups represented in your community that might require any special needs or any special thinking when it comes to getting them organized? For example, you might find out that you live in a community that has a really large number of senior citizens. So the types of issues that are going to be important to that group is going to be different than if it was a community of mostly younger people. Not to say that your choices are necessarily limited by what you discover as far as demographics are concerned in your community, but it may help you to see what areas of interest may lie in your area. Learn about your community's history. Are there buildings and other types of spaces that hold a special place in people's hearts? Perhaps there's an event that happened in your community's history that looms large in people's imaginations. How has your community transformed over time? Talk to the old-timers in your community about how things were when they were younger. You can read articles. There may be books about the way that your community has developed over time. Check out your historical society, or if there's a center that serves your community, check that out to see if they have any books of interest on the history of your community. Whatever you do, go back further than when the Europeans got there. Having a sense of your community's history can really give you a sense of how far you've come, for better or worse. Who have traditionally been the decision makers in your community? What's been the impact of the decisions they've made? Who's benefited from their decisions? When decisions are made to benefit your community, are there people who are traditionally left out or maybe even negatively impacted by those decisions? If you're planning on engaging your community in a struggle, it might be a good idea to know a little bit about the history of struggle in your community. Are any of those fighters still around? How might you link your work to that history of struggle? Map your community's assets. What work, individuals, institutions are most vital in providing the needs of your community? And try to get outside of the box with this one. Sure, you're going to focus on schools, churches, community-based organizations, cultural institutions, but look at things like, where do people get food and have their basic needs met? Are people having their basic needs met? What are the natural resources around your community? And don't forget to include people in that. Just knowing more about the place you call home or the people you call your own can be incredibly grounding and empowering. It can be incredibly fun and rewarding to hear stories, meet new people, and get connected to the history and the folklore of your place and your group. You just want to be able to talk about your community in a way that is both emotionally and politically engaging. And it can help you avoid putting your foot in your mouth when you talk about your community. How do you define your community? Tell me about it in the comments section. That's it for this video. Like it if you like it, share it, comment, subscribe. This is Reg signing off. Love yourself. Peace.
And I love myself.